The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the April 9th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there, too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Ain't in our Tiger's Den? Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A mixed bag out here in the markets. The Dow's up 81, the S&P 9, the NASDAQ 122. The Russell's off 6, the semis are down 12, the trannies are up 57, the composite's up 10, the New York Stock Exchange off 4. Spot volatility is flat. It's down 2 pennies. No big deal there. 16.93. Gold's off 13 bucks. Silver 28 cents to the downside. You've got light sweet crude off 15 cents. The leader to the upside dollar-wise, Amazon 52 bucks, 1.5%. Vectiv Bio Holdings up $10 or 62%. They've cured something. Google is up $9. Restoration Hardware is up by 10, nearly 2%. The loser to the downside, WD-40, apparently squeaking, down 15%, 46 bucks. GameStop screwed GameStop. Zoom Video down 11 bucks, 3.5%. Applied Molecular Transport down 11 bucks, 18%. IGM Biosciences off about 10 or 12%. So plenty to look at. I want to look at what you want to look at. We've got a couple requests in the Tiger's Den. Let's go right to those with the kind of a flattish market. We'll come back to the market, so for sure. But let's just get a couple of these out of the way. Boeing is the first one. BA is a ticker symbol. As we take a look at it, here's what we know. And this is just taking a look at our market profile charts. We know that price is consolidating with inside its daily profile. Wide range, 239.71 is support. Price below the center at 252.66. To the upside, resistance is up at the 272.09 level. If you look at the weekly chart, you're in breakout mode because price is above a brand new weekly profile that actually formed last week. And the top of that box is 244.28, so that looks good. If we look at Boeing from high to low, last set of major swing points out here, we're going to see that last week what Boeing did was it sliced right through that 0.382 retracement. So the longer term or the bigger picture on a monthly basis for Boeing suggests that it should make a move up to 309. That's the 0.618 retracement level. Now let's look at our white background charts out here, see what we see. If we look at the daily time frame, not providing us with much information. The information does provide us with, yeah, the charts are on. I'm not sure if you can't see them. Maybe the production department. Can you guys make sure the charts are posted here? Sure hate to go through all these things without anybody being able to see the charts. That'd be a bummer out there. But as I take a look at, let me tell you, I'll just describe to you in more detail until I get the high sign that charts are being shown in the Tiger's Den out here. So if we take a look at Boeing, where price is trading, it is working. Okay, great. Thank you, guys and gals. So when we take a look at Boeing, we can see that it's trading with inside that large profile, but below the oscillator and change line. So as long as it stays below, the oscillator and change line is green, As long as price trades below that, that suggests moving back to the 239.71 level. If price is able to overcome 258.38, it switches back to the opposite message. The opposite message, hey, I want to move up to the top of the profile box, 272.09. Is there any signal as to what it wants to do just by looking at a 30-minute time frame chart? I don't know. Let's go find out. So on a 30-minute time frame chart, you can see this nice bottom back here in March 25th. Nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. We can see the top out here was trying to form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern, but it didn't. But we do have another bottom. This bottom taking place on the 8th. Was this yesterday? Yeah. And that area is being tested. So what you're going to know, in order to get downside action out here, you're going to need to see a close below 249.31. That's a support level. It's already been established. So watch that 249.31. That would be your signal of a move to the downside. Otherwise, with that bottom in place out here, even though price did gap down, it didn't take out those lows. There's no signal yet that price wants to move higher, but it needs to take out those lows in order to suggest that it really wants to move lower. On a weekly basis, just nothing negative here. Nothing negative at all that I see. The monthly time frame, nothing negative there as well. So I hope that helps you out, Dan, in Boston with regard to Boeing and what its intentions are. I can't make out the clear intentions, although the daily chart is suggesting it wants to move lower, and the 30-minute chart is saying, well, not so fast. The other request that came in from the Tiger's Den is FUTU. FUTU. So I'm going to get that going on my white background charts. That usually takes a little bit longer to populate. And we'll come back here and take a look at FUTU holdings. Now, here we can see prices above the daily profile, so bullish from that standpoint, that time frame, I should say. Prices with inside a bullish structured weekly profile and well above the center, which is at 125.63. This message, although we can clearly see a descending trend, but this message is that price should go take out not take it out, but go trade up to the 204.25 level. Let's go take a look at our other chart, see if there's any other signals out here. The daily time frame for FUTU says, hey, Steve-O, I want to make a move to 167.68. Price is above the oscillator and change line. Maybe about a half a dozen 9 days ago, it formed a TD9 count. That was on March 25th, right at TD9 breakout support. Boy, this was a beautiful looking chart, the way that it handled that TD9 count support level out there. And now price wants to take on 167.68. A close above 167.68 for a daily time frame says 186.20. On a weekly time frame, what do we have out here? Only positive things. There's nothing negative as I take a look at its chart. Whoops, that was the daily. Jeez Louise. Weekly, again, back on the weekly chart. Yeah, that looks good because price is trading above its oscillator unchanged line, so that's good. The monthly time frame for FUTU, not enough out there. Short-term chart, what do we have? Not much. So with regard to FUTU, F-U-T-O, is the ticker symbol. The message here is 167.68 should be next on deck out there. I hope that helps you out. I believe that was somebody from Tampa Bay out there. So that takes care of all the requests, I believe, inside the Tiger's Den. If somebody has another request, go ahead and post the one in there. In the meantime, well, we're going to go to a break in about 15 seconds. When we go to this breakout here, or we would come back from the break, really is what I should say, we're going to go take a look at these charts. Now, not this chart right here. I'm trying to get to it. If you bear with me just for a moment, uno momento, por favor. It's going to be this set of charts here. So when we come back, we're going to look at the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Russell, the semis, the transports, the spot volatility index, the New York Stock Exchange. Study these. You tell me what they say, and when we come back from the break, we'll see if we're in alignment there. Look for top signals. If any, look for bottom signals. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019. Finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. And he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the eight different indices. I've got them all on one screen out here. Maybe makes it a little bit easier to kind of get a feel for what are the markets communicating to you and I. So in the upper left-hand corner, let's begin by taking a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. What we can see here, those diagonal lines, those black diagonal lines, those are indicators of a Rhodes momentum signal that has been triggered. Now, what the Dow Jones Industrial needs in order for that pattern to confirm is some type of bearish reversal candle. We don't have one of those. So that would be one pattern. The second pattern that's out there is today is going to confirm a TD9 count top. Today's high is above the high from bar number 6, if you're following my cursor out there. So now you've got a valid, the Dow Jones has a valid TD9 count top. You can see how the oscillator and change line out here is held as support. What's needed to confirm that top is going to be a close below that level of support. If that happens, price could pull back to its breakout level of 32,681.07 to be exact out there. So the Dow has a topping pattern in place. Now all you need for confirmation is a close below Stevie's green line. That close doesn't have to take place today, but that's what you'll be looking for. The S&P 500, you can see that that it is also forming a TD9 count pattern. Now, the S&P 500 is different from the ES Mini. The ES Mini says, hey, no TD9 count top. It's trading above its TD9 count top. But we'll just simply default back to the S&P out here. So it's still, we've got the S&P has the potential for a top. Now, that top signal would be given today. If price in the S&P closes above today's high, whatever today's high is going to be, and I don't know what that is, but we'll know this on Monday for sure. If price begins trading above that, tells you about a strong momentum move to the upside. The NASDAQ 100 is going to become in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That's what it's forming today. Well, what we know is valid TD9s top out on bars 8, 9, with a bar following 9. Not that they can't on the others, but we tend to just throw those off to the side out there. They don't follow our criteria. So topping pattern in the Dow Jones Industrials, topping signal in the S&P 500, topping signal in the NDX 100, the top 3. The Russell 2000 already has its top in place. That has been taken out. That is the Rhodes Momentum Indicator. You can see those black diagonal lines moving up. You can see the bear sash candle. It was actually bearish engulfing a couple sessions before that. And so when prices trade below the oscillator and change line. So all 4 of those say, okay, that supports the potential for the topping signals are here, and we should have a pretty good feel in the early part of next week whether or not these mean anything. The semis do not have a topping signal. The semis would have to take out the high. Intercession doesn't have to close above it, but has to at least take out the high of 33.14.16. You're 32.86. Not likely to transpire today, therefore no topping signal there. Inside of the transports, it has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal trigger, but no bearish reversal candle. That's what it would need. The Spot Volatility Index, now this is only for Tom G. He usually listens to the show, oftentimes writes in, and Tom G, I know, likes to trade these volatility vehicles out here. So if you are a person that likes to trade these volatility vehicles out here, then pay attention. Today is going to be, or appears that today will be, by day's end, bar number 8 of a TD9 count. This is at the bottom. This is at the low. We know that a bottom can form on bars 8, bars 9, or bars 10, really, bar after bar number 9 out there. That says a bottom inside the spot volatilities could occur today, Monday, or Tuesday. Now, do we pay attention to the TD9s on the spot volatility index? Well, if you just take a look at this chart and go back to the last 2 times they formed out here, you answer that question for me. And the answer is yes. I just answered it for you, too. If you take a look at last bottom back here in August, it was a TD9 count bottom. It was the bar following bar number 9. What did that lead to? That led to a TD9 count top. That was bar number 8 out there. Those are the last 2 TD9 counts. Now we're in that third version of that TD9 count. Now, it won't be confirmed until Monday. There is the possibility, the way the spot volatility index could trade, is that the pattern will get negated altogether. It doesn't look like that's what will happen, but, you know, anything can happen out here. But to the extent that you are an individual that trades these very volatile products out here, talking about the spot volatility index type trades or the futures out there, you may want to consider putting on a trade or beginning a trade based upon the current pattern and the past 2 out there. So let's go look at the last chart out here, see what it tells us. New York Stock Exchange, it already has a topping confirmed pattern. That's Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. You can see the bearish engulfing candle from 3 sessions ago, but price has not done what? It's not closed below Stevie's green line. Not until that occurs out here will we have any signal of a potential top. You got the topping signals or patterns out there, but price must at least break through one level of support, and that's what we don't have as we speak. So there's your indices out here, your cash indices, and they are certainly signaling to you and I that they want to form at least some kind of short-term top out there, and we'll have a better feel for that. I think we'll have a better feel for that come next week. Okay, we have a request to go take a look at ticker symbol GODL. That's Barrick Gold. So let me get my charts all figured out again here, get back to a different screen, get a couple things set up. Where did I put that? Did I delete that? Nope. Okay. So we got that there. Let's change the screens with regard to Skype. Let's get back to this. And now we're taking a look at Barrick Gold. We take a look at Barrick Gold on a daily time frame. We're going to see it looks like we might have 2 consecutive closes above 2104. 2104 is the top of the daily profile. So that's good. That's as a change in trend. However, got to hold our horses, because when we take a look at the weekly chart, you can also see that 2130 is the top of that profile. And price is not taking that out. So price is going to need to close above 2130 next week to give us that signal that we're looking for on the daily time frame out here. And we just don't have that with regard to Barrick Gold. Let's I didn't do this. Steve-O. Let me do this here on a little shorter term chart. We're going to bring over the white charts. Now, we also know last time Barrick Gold was up at these levels was back on March 17th. There was 20 million shares that took place on that trading day. Today, you're 8 million shares. So you're trading up into that same swing point with lighter volume, not really giving us a signal that it's going to go ahead and take it out. It might, but it's not giving us that confirming signal as we speak just yet. So you've got really one bullish message and one non-message out here, just other than price getting up to a resistance zone. Let's expand these white time frame charts out here. These are my Ninja Trader charts. See what they tell us. Nothing else out here. Today's going to be bar number 7 of a TD9 count, so price should be able to move higher. That's on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame, the positive here is that this is the first time since last September that we can see price trading above the oscillator and change line. I have no idea what's going on with my screen there. That's the NSA in my system screwing around. Those buggers out there. Hey, you come to my address and take me on, not my screen and chart. I have no idea what's going on there, folks. That is a bummer. But here's what I can share with you, and that is that price is trading above 2086. And above 2086 is a good thing. We got to get rid of this. If this is not giving you a headache, it's certainly, oh my goodness, it's giving me a headache. So no idea what happened there. But so the message here on gold, and I apologize, I don't recall who asked for that. That's Barrick Gold out here. It looks promising, but it hasn't confirmed the message that we need to see. Right now, Stevie would say that'd be a close above 2130. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back. We're going to go take a look at the U.S. dollar index for Ruby and the Tiger's Den. And for Satish, we're going to go take a look at Google.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So for Ruby in the Tiger's Den, we want to take a look at the U.S. dollar index. Your question specifically was that the U.S. dollar index, what'd you say, did the U.S. dollar index fail today, or is this a possible bottom? I'm going with fail, and here's the reasons why. If we take a look at the daily time frame chart, that's your upper left-hand panel, you're going to notice that price closed below the bottom of its daily profile yesterday. That was at $92.28. Today, so far, so this is at 1:30 in the afternoon. We're answering this question at 1:30 in the afternoon. Price has tested and rejected the bottom of that daily profile. That says we now have 2 consecutive days below support. We have 2 consecutive days below support. It adds to the probability that there's a change in trend inside of the U.S. dollar index. So failure is its answer. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, we can see that last week's close above its descending trend line was a false flag. A false flag because this week we see the prices below that trend line. So there's another message of a failure inside the U.S. dollar index. If we look at the monthly chart, granted it's the early part of the month, nonetheless, prices trading below the bottom of its profile out there. So that is another message that, okay, sellers are the ones that should be in control for that time frame. And as we move to the quarterly, what we see is the same thing. Prices trading below 92.53. That's the bottom of the quarterly profile. So the U.S. dollar index should head lower. It was a failure. The question should be, okay, Steve-O, if you're so smarty pants out there and it's headed lower, where's it headed to? Very simple. Let's go take a look at the charts out here. I don't know the answer. The charts are the one that will communicate that to us. You and I'm just narrating the patterns for you. You get to follow along and look to see if I'm giving you BS or I'm giving you BS, all before Steve was able to look at the charts out there. Well, as we take a look at the U.S. dollar index, we now have the answer. And it's not some number that Steve-O's created. It's the number that the system has created because we use those TD9s not just to assist us in identifying tops and bottoms, but we use it to also help us understand where the breakout and breakdown levels were. So in answering that question, you've already answered it for yourself, which was where is the U.S. dollar index headed? And that answer is $91.77. That should be the next area. May find support there, may close through that level, close below that level is what I should say, 91.77. And Ruby, if that happens, that tells you about a move back to the next breakout area of $90.13. So the U.S. dollar index, it has failed based upon looking at the daily charts, the market profiles, and the top that it's got in place, Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern. Now, on a 30-minute basis, to take a look at what's going on intra-session out here, we can see that at about 10 o'clock this morning or so, this formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. If, in fact, now this is a 30-minute chart, if, in fact, the U.S. dollar index did totally fail today, we should see, does not have to take place today, we should see the U.S. dollar index and also break through its 30-minute breakout level of $92.09. So you're going to watch 92.09. You see a close below that. That just is a double-gee confirmation of what we just looked at on the larger time frames out here. And again, suggesting a pull back to the 91.77 level out there. So Ruby, I hope that helps you out with regard to the U.S. dollar index and how you and I can make that determination. Was today a failure? The next question was to go take a look at Google. I'm not sure who this was for in the Tiger's Den, but we take a look at Google. Last time that we were here looking at Google, apparently we drew in the consolidation pattern, and price was able to break through that consolidation. Remember, in a consolidation pattern, when you have it, there are beautiful patterns out there because it provides us with a measured move that is equal to or greater than that consolidation. Well, price breaks through the consolidation, and what does it do? It does a move greater than, just slightly greater than that consolidation pattern. So that pattern, I can't say that it's complete. It's at least done what it was supposed to do, make a measured move. It's doing something more than that. Let's go take a look at Google's other charts out here because price is above the weekly and the monthly profiles out there. So everything is in bullish zone for the googly one. Well, let's pull over the Google chart, not that chart out here. And as we pull over Google, what we're going to notice is that today is going to, well, yesterday was bar number 8 of a TD9 count. So it's completed the consolidation breakout. You've got a potential TD9 count top that could take place either yesterday or unless if today's a takeout yesterday's high or Monday out there. So be on the lookout for a potential short-term top. Now, that short-term top, should it form, should take Google back to its oscillator and change line. That'll become the first level of support. Currently, that's printing at 21.97. You and I know that number will be different should this unfold. So Google completed a breakout pattern, now forms a topping signal, and we should know what its true intent is at least by Tuesday. The weekly time frame out here, if we're looking for signals, which we are, we don't have one. We don't have a topping signal is what I really should say. In fact, if anything, this is suggesting it wants to move higher, but we'll pay attention to the daily time frame first. The monthly time frame, what do we have in the googly one? We've got wave number 7, that's letter G out there. We won't spend too much time there. The 30-minute chart's not showing us anything of any significance out here. So, yeah, Google looks like it is trying to make a top out there. So I hope that helps you out, whoever you was that was asking for Google, and I apologize for not my screen with regard to what's inside the Tiger's Den is really small. As you can imagine, I've got a bunch of screens out here, and so when you punch in the message, I try to type it in with regard to a symbol you want me to look at on another screen just so I can remember to get back to it. Sometimes I do. Most of the times I do. Sometimes I fail at that. So I think there is one more question that's come in. I think this is from Hector, and yeah, it is. So let's go take a look at Hector's question. Hector wants to take a look. Hey, happy, fabulous, fantastic, Frenzy Friday. Well, back at you, Hector. And please work an A to B, C pattern on Apple out there. So let's go take a look at the chart for Apple. Let's go see if we can figure out AAPL. Is that right? AAPL? No, geez, Louise, Steve. Type it in, would you? There we go. So an A to B equals CD pattern. So here's a daily time frame. And the A to B equals CD pattern, the small one, which is what I assume you're asking for, looks like this. Your A point will be down here on March 8th. Your B point is going to be the high on March the 16th. Your C point, it looks like it is actually the low out here on March the 30th. So prices made it through the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. You can see it was about a 0.786. It was really 76% retracement on that B to C leg. Remember, you've heard me say this 5 million times. You're going to hear me say it 10 million times more at least out here. And we talk a lot about ABCD patterns out here. Don't buy or sell the A to B equals CD pattern just because it makes that price objective out here. You're going to get your arse handed to you. Wait for the market to communicate to that. This is just a price projection tool. It's not a top or bottom tool. We use this as a price projection tool. What we use to identify the top or bottom is the cavalry, are the buyers and sellers. They have no choice but to communicate to us when they're trying to form a top, and they will do that by generating a bearish reversal candle. And in the case of Apple, it hasn't done that. And in fact, maybe this is setting up a Gartley sell pattern, and if it does, we'll see that bearish reversal signal. If we take a look at just simply retracements from high to low out here, we're also going to notice is that price is also gunning for the 0.618 retracement level. That's around the 1.272 A to B equals CD in the 133-ish range. It's actually 134.06 to be exact. Don't just sell that. Wait for the cavalry out here. So where's the next price projection level? 132.86 to 134.06 for Apple. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. I appreciate you taking the call.
My pleasure as always. And you want to take a look at gold, the actual physical metal?
Yeah, the gold contract. I did do a trade this morning, one of those, I've told you before, I like to do the kind of the quick trade. It's on the weeklies. I like the GLD just because it's always an active, instrument. There's no problem getting in and out of it. It just works really well. And I was watching gold this morning. It put in that low. I think it was around 6:15 my time here. But it was low enough that I felt I could do, buy some calls on it. So I did that. Got in at 24 cents a contract on the 163s. I just did the GLD.
Yes.
And then I was able to get out of those. I got a double. I think it actually went up a bit more after that, but I was happy with making a quick double. It was like an hour or something. I got out about 7:30.
No, that's great because you're following your trading strategy, so that's great. Congrats to you on that.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on just going forward now. I don't have any position in it anymore. I just want to get your thoughts going forward. What you thought?
So we just covered, I'm going to put this chart back up here real quickly, just simply because in the center panel what we can do is we can take a look at the June contract for gold, the June contract for the U.S. dollar index, and the May contract for silver. And we can look at the message that it's providing to us. And so right now, we covered this during that last segment for Ruby, and that is that the U.S. dollar index has generated a signal of failure, meaning that it wants to continue to move lower. And if that's the case, that should be good for gold. And if we take a look at the gold chart, what it did, now we're looking at the June contract here. And the June contract yesterday was, actually, this is going to be day number 4 in a row of a close above the top of that profile, that's 1735. And that suggests that price should move higher. Silver is still struggling at the top of its daily profile, and that's at the level of 2548. But if it can clear that, then it will just simply generate the signal that we're seeing from gold. So far, today was a failure of the U.S. dollar index to move higher, and it should, in fact, move lower. That should continue to send gold up higher. Let's take a look at so the only other chart that I've got that is the following. So gold rolled over to June about a week ago, a little over a week ago out here. And during the contract rollover period, what I really like to do, Brent, is I like to use my synthetic or composite version of the contract. Now here I've got the same set of charts, only I'm using the composite symbol for gold, silver, and for the U.S. dollar index. Now, yesterday, we saw price close above the top of that profile, which is different than the one we looked at for the June contract. And I don't hope I'm not confusing you, but and both profiles are valid out here. It's nice to have a double confirmation. That's really what we're looking for. And if, in fact, gold today can close above 1744.80, then it'll be day number 2 above the composite version of that profile. And then what really gold needs to do to confirm the breakout finally would be a close above 1755.40. We don't have that, but seeing the failure in the U.S. dollar index, that's the very right-hand panel of the screen, and price there should target about the 0.786 retracement, 91.77. It does look like gold wants to continue to move to higher ground. I wish I could show you my short-term charts with my other system out here, but during the break, I was having some trouble and I accidentally hit a wrong key, and now the system is frozen. So I really can't do that. The only other thing I can do, I mean, I can do many things, but one other thing that I can do out here is take a look at just short-term intraday trends. So that we can pull up here, and when we take a look at gold, just looking to see if I see anything out here, I really don't. I don't see anything negative. In looking at this 30-minute time frame chart, gold would be really bullish if it could close above 1745.60. Does it need to do that today? No, not necessarily out there. So, Brent, does that help you at least? Or what questions do you have after me going through those charts and taking a look at gold and the dollar?
That does. It absolutely does. I did hear your analysis, or you went over the fact that, looking at the different currencies and how gold was trading within those currencies, and that was helpful.
Okay.
I think that was either a couple of days ago or yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
That seemed to be a positive. So that's that's great. That takes care of it, and was just wanted to get your analysis, which you did, and I appreciate it.
Perfect, Brent. Hey, thanks for calling, thanks for holding, and have a great weekend.
All right, do the same, Steve. Take care.
You bet. Will do. SPX daily chart, TD 9 count, April 8th, mean anything to you? So here's a question in the Tigers. Oh, geez, I can't get over to it. Shoot. What can I do? Not much. So, John, the S&P 500, we showed this earlier. I think it was during segment number 2 out there, and I apologize for not being able to pull up the chart. But what I can share with you about the S&P cash indice today is going to be the bar following bar number 9. So it has a valid TD9 count. The ES Mini has blown through the top. Next week. If, for example, and right now the S&P is trading at 41.11. Let's say it closes at 41.15. If price begins trading or closes above 41.15 on Monday, John, the message is strong momentum move to the upside. Now, what does that mean? What that would mean to me, most likely, is that probability of the market continuing to move higher into the early part of May, along with its seasonal type cycle out there. So yes, there is a TD9 count in the S&P 500 and the cash indice. There is a TD8 count. So in other words, bar number 8 is being formed today in the spot volatility index. So that can be a bottom there. It could also be on bars 9 or the bar following 9. But everything is lining up. So everything is in place for there to be a top. What we need to actually see is sellers and see if they can push price down in the S&P 500 case down below its oscillator unchanged line. I would love to give you that number. We did that earlier. And I still can't get into that other system out here. And that's a real bummer. And with just about 10 minutes left in the day, can't do that out there. So, John, I hope that helps you out. That is the best that I can do. And But you can rewatch the archive of this maybe in about an hour or so, and you'll see you'll see 8 of the different index charts out there, and that'll give you a feel for what the markets are communicating to us. We've got a request out here to take a look at Bitcoin. Well, I sure wish I had those other charts out there, and I don't. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, I'll just throw it up here, BTC. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to put up the continuous contract just simply so that we can get some weekly and monthly. I was going to do that. It didn't like it. Interesting. I'll try to get this figured out here before we get back from this break and take a look at Bitcoin. And let's see Rhodes with TFNN.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So before we go take a look at the Bitcoin out here, just a follow-up to really the second segment and the last segment out there. That second segment, we took a look at most of the cash indices out there, and we saw all the different topping patterns that were in place. One of those was also the New York Stock Exchange, which earlier in the week generated Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Now, price is not closed below the oscillator and change line. That's why it's just a signal at this stage here. It hasn't been confirmed. I did pull up the New York Stock Exchange chart, and I see another pattern that is attempting to form out here, and it's a divergence pattern. It's where price goes on and makes higher highs in the face of a declining tops price oscillator, advanced decline oscillator out here. And even though I don't have the green lines drawn in, you can see the declining tops. That's in the second panel out there. And you can see the rising price high inside the New York Stock Exchange. So it's another signal to just suggest we shouldn't be surprised. Let me just put it to you like this. We should not be surprised if we see some type of short-term top form early next week. But let's pay attention to the S&P 500. Again, it's a beautiful pattern. It's got that TD9 count. And whatever today's high is, if we see a close above that on Monday, but then we just say, hey, guess what? Those patterns are negated. It'd have to be some other pattern that would identify a top out there. Now, to finish this off and take a look at Bitcoin, the best that I can do at this stage here is just take a look at the June contract. And so we take a look at the June contract. What we see out here is really just a consolidation pattern. It is within inside its profile levels. So the areas to be watching for Bitcoin from a support standpoint are going to be 54,378. From a resistance standpoint, it's going to be 60,636. You close above either of those two, that should then give you the next directional signal out there. Now, one additional thing on Bitcoin, the real next directional signal would really be a close above the high, all-time high it looks like, at the 63,765 area, or a close below 51,610. But to answer your question, if you had a question, what's Bitcoin doing right now? It's doing nothing more than consolidating with inside its TAS market profiles. Well, folks, it's the end of the week. I want you to have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. But stay tuned for 2 more great hours here at TFNN. Your favorite polar bear's up next after that. Tom O'Brien to take us on home. And I'll see you back here on Magical, Magnificent, Marvelous Monday. Take care, folks.